Many years ago, when Princess Diana died, the country came to a complete standstill and everyone started to mourn her death as if she was like a family member. And I thought, well, what a strange thing. People didn't have the opportunity of meeting her before, and yet they were crying as if she was the closest thing to them. You know, it's just an extraordinary phenomena that was sweeping the country and sweeping the world. So I thought there was a gap between how we really think about and knowing the subject. So I thought I'd make work about that. So I depicted an image that existed in the public mind, was Diana, Dodie and their mixed-race child. Well, it was kind of like scary at the time because the media were trying to get into my studio, see my work. In fact, one or two journalists did actually take photographs off the floor of my studio and publish the work. So I was continually threatened by the Royal College of Art. I was in deep trouble. You know, I'd spent a lot of thought and time as a mature student to be at this top art college in London, and now I'm going to be expelled. We think we know celebrity intimately, but we haven't met them, we don't know them. How many celebrities are your best friends? You know, but you think you know them intimately, and people are gossiping about celebrity. I think it's just such a weird scenario that we've got mistaken over what is real and what is not, and that is what interests me. I'm interested in us and how confused we've got about what's real and what's not, and we're prepared to go along with a bunch of media narratives rather than, we're all so surface. I'm afraid the process is a complete nightmare. It is incredibly difficult to do. I've never done anything as difficult in my entire life. So to make, for example, Donald Trump's wig is extremely difficult. It's long, fine hair, and it's got to be swept forward and swept back and weave after weave and layer after layer, and then locked down with a hairspray called glue. It's very particular, and it has to be done very quickly every time a new news narrative breaks if I want to make a story. I've then got to get the colour of the skin right, whether it's orange like Donald Trump or translucent white like Boris Johnson. It's got to be absolutely right, and Boris Johnson keeps on changing his hairstyle, which is becoming exceedingly irritating. You can't imagine the Queen on the loo, but hey, yes you can, and I'll make the picture. So I'm really trying to bust what's in your mind, burst that bubble of your preconceptions. Of course we can imagine the Queen on the loo, but we just don't want to. So I'm breaking taboos. So that's what it's about. But people aren't prepared to go there. We're all a bit polite, and we're not really prepared to grab the nettle. And I think that's the issue with all of this concept, is that nobody's grabbing the nettle about how we can't tell what's real or fake anymore. Just go along with it. We hate Donald Trump, but he's using and abusing us through image making and the media. But of course one would know how to deal with that if one really understood the place that we're in, I think. But nobody's prepared to grab the nettle on it.